Hi there, Aries. So Aries, I received quite a few messages after I posted my latest love check-in from you, saying that some of you were unable to hear the audio. And, I checked the video. I was about to re-upload the same video. And then I realized, instead of doing that, I'm going to do a bonus reading for you because energies shift, and I recorded that reading a few days ago. Energies do shift, and I was feeling called to do something else today. I've been feeling called to do this series for a long time, but I'm going to start with your sign, even though I know I usually start with Aquarius. Sorry, I'm just making sure all these cards are upright. I am going to read these in the upright, unless I feel Spirit is specifically saying read the reversal. So Aries, this series is called What is Your Intuition Trying to Tell You? And if you are an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you're feeling very Aries lately, which is, someone who wants to, it's the Fool and the Emperor combined, right? Someone who wants to, and yes, King of Wands too, of course, all the fires. But I might say this for all the fire signs, so who knows? Definitely someone who wants to jump into something, right? Oftentimes feeling a little impulsive, but I think something new, okay? An adventure, a relationship, a new career, a new passion project, perhaps, maybe a new family dynamic, maybe starting a family. I don't know if I mentioned moving, but these are like things that are associated with Aries at this time. Something's holding you back. I don't know what it is, but I also think that you're hearing a lot of internal voices right now. I'm not talking about feeling like you're being controlled by those internal voices, but a lot of self-doubt, a lot of confusion. Maybe you've let a lot of people get in your head. It feels like a lot of people are in your head. This message is for you if any of that applies. And I'm just gonna pull some oracles now. I think I'm gonna pull 6 oracle cards. Okay, so right now, if this is your message, you may be feeling like you are in some sort of crisis mode. Crisis card came out first. Vacay came crossed. So perhaps you want to take a vacation. Look at all the water here so far. But there's some sort of either, I'm hearing financial crisis, sense of that, or emotional crisis more is the other option. And I think you want to get away from it. I think you're looking for a way out. All right. Boundaries. The water is heavy in this wave of emotions. Okay, so maybe you are dealing with a water sign, but I think you are dealing with your own internal emotions. And the purpose of this, or trying to at least, you're trying to ride the wave. You're trying to ride the wave of emotions, but maybe you feel like it's just too much. You're feeling overwhelmed. And the purpose of this is to help you, if this is so far resonating, to help you figure out determine what is your own intuition voice and what is external noise. Because when we are trying to outswim, I'm hearing outswim our emotional waves. It's like a storm. And so I always suggest when people feel like a lot of emotional things are occurring within them and external to them too, to use those emotions as a tool. I encourage you to check out, I have a blog post about this on icanbe.com. It's free. And there's a whole section with log entries. There is an emotion never mind that. There's an emotion, how to use your emotions as tools for like a barometer for what your intuition is trying to tell you post. I encourage you to check it out. Boundaries may be something that you've been thinking about, setting boundaries. Maybe someone has been trying to overstep your boundaries, and maybe you have created boundaries between you and someone else. Healthy, right? Trying to be healthy about it, but instead it's like this giant chasm has appeared between you now, and maybe it's prevented communication. Back of the deck is hopeful. You're feeling hopeful. We're going to get 2 more cards. And yes, I'm going to pause this video and put that hummingbird back up there. Because hummingbird is my animal. All right. Now, I'm feeling like this is your intuition's voice, nurturing and like counseling. So your intuition is there. Maybe you are seeing a therapist or a life coach or a reader or someone. You're talking to someone else. Maybe you are in the counseling field. Maybe you are a nurturer, a giver. I do think though that this is your voice, your inner voice, your intuition trying to come out and help nurture you at this time. Say less. I've been getting this card a lot. It's at the back of the deck. Now, yeah, very good advice to say less when you are going through things and trying to figure out what your next steps are. Before you take those next steps, Aries, talk about it less. Do the inner work before you speak it into existence within your group of people, whoever they are. Okay, so yes, I hung up my hummingbird print again. It's from Peru. I love it. Okay, so just to summarize, this message is likely for you if you're in a situation where you are feeling a wave of emotions crashing within you, giving you this sense of crisis. You're dealing with your emotions. You're wondering if you should get away. This is the only card that came out to maybe clear your head as opposed to avoid, right? This feels like you really just want to immerse yourself in still waters, and maybe that, like the Six of Swords, maybe that means getting away. And sometimes it does. You are trying to set boundaries or have recently set boundaries within a certain relationship or multiple relationships. And maybe someone, actually a counselor I'm getting, suggested you do that. Healthy boundaries, putting up healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, guys. Nor are they chasms, right? They are just like, listen, you can peacefully set boundaries with people. And if they respect them, then they are meant to stay, right? All right. So again, therapist or other type of counselor might be involved. And I think this is your intuition asking you to allow it to nurture you at this time. Maybe you're in healing mode. Bottom of the deck was say less. So with that being said, we're going to pull some Pop of Love oracle cards, because I do feel this is about a relationship or some multiple relationships, maybe even that you are in or facing. Relationship meaning romantic or other. Okay, so the fall came out, so maybe the date's September 22nd to November 6th means something to you. Leaves, so maybe leaves, falling leaves. That is, okay. So we also have, just seeing what else we have. We have angel numbers and symbols coming out, and tumultuous lives. So you are possibly seeing signs and synchronicities about this person. Tumultuous lives. So you both notice it doesn't say life. You and the person on your mind are facing a lot of turmoil. It's not just you, okay? There was some sort of deception. Someone was wearing a mask. Look, Aries, I don't know. I mean, I'm biased maybe because I have an Aries sun, but I don't think Aries are that great at deception. It's like, I just, for whoever this is for, I feel like you're like, why do you even bother putting on masks? Why do you why do people do that? That's what I'm hearing within your own voice right now. Yeah, illusions at the back of the deck there. The person on your mind might have worn a mask. Maybe they're trying to show you their best side. I don't feel like it was necessarily, well, I was just going to say self-centered, but then I also have ego-driven and karmic partner. Okay. So, I'm not going to get any more cards. Spirit is asking me to stop. Fragmentation of the soul at the back of the deck. All right. So, first of all, if that phrase doesn't sound like it rings true to your situation, to you, do not take it. And any of these messages, if it doesn't resonate with whatever that nurturing voice inside of you, your intuition is trying to tell you, do not take these messages, okay? This is only for those who are really, really feeling it so far, okay? You are in a lot of turmoil, internal turmoil, I'm going to say, and you met someone and they triggered it. This person was meant to trigger some changes within you, okay? Karmic partner. Now, perhaps you feel, or they feel this way about you, that the ego was too strong. Too much self-interest was involved. Maybe they didn't listen enough, or maybe you didn't listen enough. I'm not sure who's who here yet. I do feel inherently like the mask that was worn by the person on your mind was not meant to try to ruin your life or anything. I think they were just trying, I think that's what I'm hearing. They were trying to show their best face, put their best foot forward. But ultimately, you might not actually be in communication with this person. Maybe you're trying still. Some of you out there, you're seeing and hearing music. I mean, I'm hearing messages from spirit too. You're hearing music from you're hearing music around you potentially that reminds you of them. And I know music is one of those big I don't want to say triggers, but indicators of a soul connection. Twin flame connections are also karmic connections, guys. Okay? Regardless, I'm going to read this karmic partner card out for you just to clarify. Yes, turbulent. Plenty of highs and lows. There are red flags. Codependency, arguments, miscommunication. They test us and our understanding of love and relationships. Absolutely. We're not going to dive too deep into that. So if this sounds like you, let's get into what your intuition might be trying to tell you. It's kind of a heavier reading. So, let me know. And it's different than what I usually do. So let me know what you think. All right, so let's get into some tarot right away. What are some messages that your intuition is trying to tell you? Okay. Here we go, cutting through that. I love this because you have the moon and the sun coming out together. Potentially divine masculine and divine feminine connection. You have the Three of Cups at the back of the deck. Yeah, you guys, I think this is about how you were quite a pair together. Look at the masks being worn, by the way. So maybe both of you are wearing masks at some point. Masculine and feminine energy right off the bat. I don't know who is who, doesn't matter. Now, just because you're both divine masculine and feminine doesn't mean that you're healed. And I do believe this situation was meant to cause both of you to go within. I'm going to talk specifically to you though. Cause you to go within and heal some of those hidden wounds. First of all, it was meant to show you some of those hidden wounds. That's what the sun is meant to do. Shine light on that which the moon hides. I know that we can all see under the light of the full moon, but or the moon itself, whenever it is illuminated. However, we can't see everything, right? And there's just like mystique about that, right? About the moonlight. It's because we can't see everything and we rely heavily on our sight. Now, I do believe that all the mask wearing, whatever that deception was, that's like the moon energy, okay? And the sun, both of you, I think, shed light on each other's inner spaces, those inner aspects that are hidden, okay? Now, I think your intuition is saying, what was it about that person? What did they show you about yourself? Let's see. Tell us more about what Aries was meant to learn through this process. Knight of Wands. Okay. Ooh, Four of Wands. Wow, okay. Anything else, Spirit? And we have, oh man, the Emperor. That's so great. And the Lovers at the back of the deck. What a deep connection, okay? This is a Lovers connection. The Tinderist, I know. I mean, maybe you met online. You know, I want you to see that both of their eyes are closed. So yeah, I really am getting heavily that whatever this relationship is or was has been meant to open those eyes. All right. And the Lover's card, it's a choice. Okay. Love is a choice, right? Self-love is a choice too, but less so, I would say. It's a requirement. Okay. Now, I like that we have the Emperor. This is you. Spirit is really honing in on that, drilling down really on that. This was meant to show you your true nature message. The Four of Wands, yes, it can be about twin flame connections. And again, this could be, or maybe for some of you it is, maybe for some of you it isn't. Regardless, it's meant to help unite your inner masculine and inner feminine. That like synergy between our giving, receiving, and our like our creative and driven personalities are I want to say thinkers and doers, but I don't think that's accurate. Our masculine drive to be ambitious, right? With our need to go within and really nurture ourselves. You were meant to do both, right? Within yourself before you can find a partner who is just as balanced. And I think that's when you're most happy, because you have the Knight of Wands here, Knight of Vibes, the life coach. Yes, I am a life coach. This is not about me. This is about you. This is about you being your own life coach, right? You're going to be someone who's so balanced that others will come to you. That's what I think is meant for you here. Your intuition is trying to tell you that the reason you are experiencing all this emotional havoc right now is that so you can take those emotions and really kind of use them to your advantage. What are those emotions showing you? Usually emotions are triggered by something that needs to be healed within us. And I am going to get more. So hold on. Let's just see. This is about like sovereignty, identity. I mean, Aries, yeah. Queen of Pentacles, okay, Pentacles. I didn't actually ask a question yet, so I want to ask more deeply. Spirit, what has this relationship shown Aries about themselves, or what is it trying to show Aries about themselves? Aha, you are not, I knew it. It's trying to help you be balanced. And that's really cool. I think that you probably didn't realize that there was an opportunity here for you to really, grow your emotional space, your heart space. Fool at the back of the deck. This is definitely about you, the dreamer. You know, the Fool, it's like someone who jumps into things without restraint, okay? Now, the Emperor does not do that. The Emperor is like, let me assess the security of this situation. Is it best for all involved? And then, yes, I will make a judicious choice that will benefit everybody. And also, yes, it's not going to be perfect for people are going to be left like wanting, let's just say. But the Fool, because you can't have it all. But the Fool is like, no, I can have it all. I'm going to try and I'm going to see what happens. And these cards are showing that it's time for you to embrace a balance between that Emperor self and the Fool self. That's when an Aries kind of person is fully empowered. That balance, temperance between both sides of ourselves. I know it's like opposite forces, right? But when opposite forces come together, this is really about inner union. When opposite forces come together, that's when you find true balance. And I think that you were not enough Knight of Cups. Spirit was trying to show you that there are opportunities to grow your inner, I don't want to say that, Spirit, hold on. Inner, I'm trying to think of another word. I really can't. Lover of life. Yes, lover of pleasure. With your, so balance that with your focus on what is real. This is really weird. This is a really weird message now. Material self. So it's like taking the emotional side of you and balancing it. I don't think it's about fire at all. I think this is about earth and water. So balancing the need for structure, stability, groundedness, growth potential, tangibility. So the Ace of Pentacles is actually like an offering that, yes, is usually coming from Spirit. But I think this is more about you being able to discern what is a true offering in love versus just smoke and mirrors. So a Knight of Cups, this is about you and also how you see the world. A Knight of Cups is often like kind of a Casanova type. Gives their heart away freely, perhaps a little too freely. And it's very fluid about it. There's not a lot of staying power, let's just say. Knight of Pentacles, lots of staying power there. Lots of structure. It's a little bit slower though. But the Knight of Cups, and I think this is both within you and how you maybe view your potential romantic partners. It's nice, right? And charming and seductive, but what is real? That's what you need to balance. So when you go out there in the world, right? And you meet people, find out which Knight of Cups are actually offering you an Ace of Pentacle, is what I'm trying to say, okay? And vice versa. when you're out there and you're in that position, offer something real, offer something tangible. That is what temperance is all about. Being able to balance both hemispheres, okay? And I think Spirit is saying, be the fool when you're doing this, because if you're going to try to be the emperor, it's going to come off too controlling. And nobody wants that, right? That's something you grow into together. All right, so Spirit, tell us more about how the person on Aries' mind feels about them at this time. 8 of Pentacles, okay, maybe they see you as working on yourself right now, which is probably something that you need to do. Oh, wow, okay, so that's a lot. 2 8s. 2 8s. The person on your mind sees you as exhibiting a whole heck of a lot of strength, right? And rigidness in their work. That's not the word. Discipline in their work. So you're coming off as, you're focused on work. Like, that's it. And they also think that you're not really balancing it well. Maybe they felt like you were juggling them. The 2 of Pentacles at the back of the deck was, well, this lady is trying to do homework and work or whatever and take care of her baby at the same time. I get it. They're both smiling. Well, actually, I don't know if the baby's smiling. The toddler doesn't seem to be smiling. He's just like, what is this? And okay, there's often a sense of overwhelm, but yeah, they saw you. They saw real love with you. Yeah. There was Page of Cups and 2 of Cups. There was mutual love. However, at some point, it became 9 of Wands. Too heavy of a burden, really, to keep carrying. Like, I think maybe they felt like they were a burden. Don't take this if it doesn't resonate. I'm not trying to lecture you. Yeah, unable to juggle everything. And so I think you pulled away and became very independent and exhibited a lot of strength. Maybe you're trying to really establish yourself at work. And so you kind of let go of the relationship. That's how they see you or feel about you right now. Not that that's a bad thing, by the way, because maybe they did something awful to you and you were like, yeah, I'm going to focus on me. All right, how do you feel about your person? Show me, Spirit. How do you feel about confusion? 7 of Cups. Maybe you felt like an option. This lady looks really unhappy despite all of the pastries and, oh yeah, heck yeah. Okay, Aries. All right, so you're really attracted to them, and I don't want you to deny it because I know it's true. The cards are very clear here. You have the Devil. I mean, no offense, but look at these ladies. Queen of Wands, the Devil. All right, you're really drawn to them. You're like, I don't want to get close because I could get drawn in. But they left you feeling like an option. 7 of Cups. Maybe they were the ones that were not able to balance. Well, actually, no, what I think, and you can correct me if this is not you, at least there's one of you out there where you felt like your person had too many options. And that's why you stepped away. But it's possible that this person saw you focusing on other things, maybe work, right? Maybe something else. And so they went and decided to find other optional interests, okay? Now, you do see them, 6 of Wands, you do see them as someone who's absolutely glowing and radiant. Maybe you see them as focusing on themselves too. All right. So this message is getting longer than I anticipated. It tends to happen when I do these readings, but This is all about your intuition. So I want to leave you with something more. This is the Sacred Woundings deck. And I would like to know, what is the sacred wounding that Aries' intuition is trying to point them towards healing at this time? We've already talked about balance and using your emotions as a barometer. Wow. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, oof. I asked for one, and of course, Spirit got me more. There might be some sort of need to address an emotional repression within you. This is the back of the deck energy, so I always really take this as serious. Shows up as difficulty expressing or acknowledging emotions. Those emotions, again, leading to numbness, frustration, or outbursts, may manifest as suppressing feelings, avoiding pain, or fearing vulnerability, often resulting in internalized stress and unresolved emotional wounds. Okay, so emotions, hold on a sec. Hi there, Aries. Sorry, I had an important call. And I also know that we were in the middle of something very important. So what I want to say is, when it comes to your woundings, there is nothing to feel, oops, there's Daisy, ashamed of. I hope she doesn't bark. When it comes, there she goes. When it comes to your woundings, learning how to express emotions in a healthy manner is something that, you know what, they don't teach you in school, right? And it's something that people should be learning as children, right? When we're probably least able to know how to express our emotions or like handle them, manage them. Sometimes, and this is an inner child wound because it came out, our parental figures do not teach us how to express them. Instead, we are forced to repress them. I'm saying we as a general. And that only causes issues down the line when you're in a relationship with someone, because you are unable to express your, I'm so sorry about her barking, emotions. She's a sentinel. She doesn't like repress her emotions, right? She doesn't repress anything. She's just 2 years old, and she's a Labrador. I do think that you can work through this. Okay? Now, when it comes to the relationship itself, there's a couple things here. Wound that is important to deal with is codependency. Codependency. I was just listening to a recording about attachment styles, unhealthy attachments, and Buddhism, right? So any type of attachment, and I think it's impossible, right, for me to come here and tell you to change your attachment style. I'm not doing that. But the word attachment itself is actually a form of codependency. Anytime the devil shows up in a reading, I know that there is some unhealthy attachment. Now, that like deep attraction that you feel towards them, there's nothing wrong with attraction, right? But if it leads to a codependent relationship where you're kind of like treating them as the other person as like a solution, or as what is that line from that movie that I don't actually like, by the way? You complete me. Oh my God. I got so annoyed by that line, even when I was a kid, because it was like, wait, no, No, what? That's wrong. Like if you are saying to someone they complete you, that's right there attachment. Unhealthy. Your expectation of someone else to fill a void within you, whether it's like an emotional void or a physical void or mental void. It's just all voids, and it's all a part of codependency. So I'm thinking that I'm going so heavy into this because this is going to help a lot of people. Shows up as relying too much on others for validation and support, often neglecting your own needs, may involve trouble setting boundaries. Boundaries came up, right? And feeling unworthy of love unless constantly giving, rooted in, oh my gosh, in past neglect or enmeshment. Past neglect, getting that a lot. So if you have emotional repression, you've probably been neglected, not necessarily purposefully, because our parents do the best they can given whatever, most of them at least, whatever they experienced in their lives, no matter how well-intentioned they are, okay? So this is like heavy stuff. So a lot of reflection, journaling will help, and therapy, counseling, life coach, those types of things. Really working through and talking it through with yourself, with your inner self. All right, so some of you, stagnancy caused by a perfectionism mindset shows up as an obsession with flawlessness, where nothing feels enough and every detail must be perfect, may show as dissatisfaction, fear of risk, or trouble creating progress, driven by the belief that imperfection leads to failure, criticism, or loss. So if you are the fool, right, you cannot, I mean, you can't, like the fool can't be someone who suffers from perfectionism wounds, right? I don't know where it stemmed from. It's going to be different for all of you. And this is obviously not going to apply to everybody, but there's at least one person out there who's going to watch this and be like, yeah, okay, so I have this inability to act because I feel like everything I do has to be just so. I would say I've probably had a little bit of every card in this deck. I haven't gone through them all. I'm just kidding. But don't feel any type of inner shame. If you are a perfectionist and I'm like poking at these wounds and you're getting annoyed and you're still watching this, please don't feel, I'm like, whoops, forgot to hit record on this side. Please don't feel like this is an attack, okay? This is just spirit bringing some things to your attention, things that the person that you've been dealing with or dealt with in the past, who we just spoke about earlier, may have brought out within you, things that maybe you tried to hide or repress. All right? Inaction, that Two of Swords, if you hear that a lot in readings, this might be one of the reasons. All right. I absolutely associate with this one, so I'm happy to talk about this. This is the hypervigilance wound. It is a result of dealing with a lot of chronic stress and anxiety, situations that require you to be on hyper alert. So a lot of people, when they've been dealing with external environments that are triggering, and where other people are often having crises, I got that crises card before, this hypervigilance wound shows up. It means you're always looking for problems, even when there are no problems. And people get annoyed by that, right? I get it. You get it. Shows up as tension, overanalysis, and constant sense of needing to be on. Even in safe spaces, it can feel hard to unwind or let your guard down, often linked to past trauma. This pattern blocks reset, ease, and trust in the present moment, and also in relationships. Absolutely. This is a lot, huh? And a blockage of the root chakra. This is my last one. Okay. we were just talking about chronic fear, or I was at least, and anxiety as being one of the triggers for this hypervigilance wound. It also creates an imbalance in your root chakra. There are root chakra exercises that I can recommend for you right now. Meditation, huge. Going out, it's showing a tree trunk. Going out into nature and touching a tree. You don't have to like hug the tree, okay? But just touching a tree. Animals, if you have a dog, a cat, I'm not going to say bird because they are air creatures. Being in your body, so exercising, any type of outdoor or indoor activity that brings you back into your body is what I would recommend. Now, this can show up when it's blocked, right? Or wounded. Will show up as chronic fear, anxiety, or lack of stability, leaving you feeling ungrounded and disconnected from your sense of safety. Sense of safety comes up a lot so far. It may manifest in struggles with finances, physical health, or feeling out of place in your own life. Yeah, so it appears as maybe vacation might not be the solution for you. I'm just getting a sense that maybe finding your own inner balance, right? Going back into yourself. Your body is housing your soul. So being able to, and the Four of Wands, all of that, divine masculine, divine feminine balance. I think this is a reading meant to show you that if you've resonated so far, that what you need to work on is finding inner harmony within yourself. This person was probably entering your life or entered your life in order to show you where there are imbalances. And hey, it's tough. Sometimes you just want to run away from that. And I agree. I agree. It's best to find inner peace when your root chakra is challenged like that. It's best to find inner peace, but you have to work on yourself. All right, Spirit, give Aries, if they are resonating, some advice here. Oh, I love that that's there. The Knight of Cups. So beautiful. When you're doing everything, when you're doing this therapy, counseling, whatever it is, reflection, be heart forward with yourself. Yeah. Be heart forward. And yeah, take a pause right now. This is, you need a pause. Hangman. Your intuition is telling you, you need to pause a little bit and work on healing the imbalances within you. There's a lot of cups. There's cups here and earth once again. Oh, and one swords. That feeling of nurturing, self-love, that's what I'm getting here with these two cards. And doing it with an open mind towards the world. So don't shut the world out, okay, while you're working on yourself. Allow the world to see you shining. The Nine of Cups, the Knight of Cups. When you're in relationships, and when you're with yourself, the Six of Pentacles. Learning balance, give and take, equal give and take, reciprocity. These are important things to have in all relationships. So how can you best go out there? The Seven of Swords is out here, and I always see that as strategizing. Like, okay, now you can bring in your mental body and really think about how you can best use that beautiful brain of yours, big beautiful brain, and find who and what it is you are looking for, right? So this is all about, once you treat your emotions as a tool. So like, okay, so you're out there in this world, big beautiful world, and you're the fool, and you're going out there and you're like, okay, I'm gonna treat people with love and kindness. And okay, right away, you're going to know that Seven of Swords within you, your brain, is going to know if someone is wearing a mask, Aries, you're very good at this. Wearing a mask, or if they're being a little deceptive, trying to show you a part of themselves that they're comfortable showing you, but hiding the rest. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want someone who's just as authentic and healed as you are, or you are hoping to become, you need to find someone who is equally prepared to work on themselves or has worked on themselves already. You know, not someone who's gonna be avoidant or overly attached or anxious. I was like, what is that word? Someone who's healthy, who has healthy boundaries. Okay, lastly, Chariot. You are in charge, all right? Nobody else is dictating what an emperor to be, or an emperor, if that is how you feel like, or an empress, okay? No one else dictates how, who, and what you are, okay? And what you're doing. I just want you to know that I'm here with you if you have any questions. This was a very long reading. Let me know what you think. You are my first sign. All right, so I hope the audio works, and I want to leave you with a good card here before I sign off. So I want to ask Spirit when Aries will likely find healthy love, a healthy partner, and it doesn't have to be a soulmate or whatever. It's just a healthy partner. Oh wow, could be a Taurus, could be in Taurus season. And I just want to show you this card because it's so beautiful. I think you're going to find a love that brings you this kind of peace. Okay. Oh my gosh. I also have Leo at the back. I do think that, oh, I mean, it's a great card. I found my creative spark in play. All right, maybe this person will come about. You will meet this person in Leo season, or maybe they are a Leo, or maybe they're a Taurus, or it doesn't have to be, okay? But someone who makes you feel, I mean, I just get a lot of nurturing energy from both these cards. I know it's a lioness, a lion, but this is a mother. This is a female. I mean, yeah, I know they're hunters, but also they're nurturers, right? And she's resting under a tree. And this deer is also under a tree. So this is a reminder from nature, I believe, to get yourself under a tree. Be a little bit zen. Smell the flowers. All right. And I have gone 45 minutes talking too much. So I wish you the best. If you have any questions about that woundings deck, let me know. If you want to, there's a book on Amazon that goes with this deck. I don't have it in front of me, otherwise I would have opened it. The Sacred Woundings deck. Check out Amazon for the accompanying book. It has like reflection prompts and other journaling ideas for the cards I've pulled. And maybe, you'll learn something cool about yourself. Okay? Cheers.